This is episode 30 of the online Playmaker sessions with top recruiter, social media, and branding expert, Tanya Aliza.
Welcome to the online Playmaker sessions. This is the place for the latest what's working now strategies from the best online playmakers, the top marketers, the rising stars who are making it happen right now. Every week, you'll get real, actionable lessons that you can take and apply immediately in your business, delivered in short 20-minute sessions. Our focus is your results. Here's your host, entrepreneur, world-class trainer, and marketing strategist, Norbert Orlowitz.
Hello, online Playmakers. If this is your first time tuning in to the Playmaker sessions, thank you for choosing us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and if you prefer video, our YouTube channel at onlineprofitplaybook.tv. As with all of our episodes, we have all the show notes, transcripts, and actionable tips over on the blog. Just head over to www.onlineprofitplaybook.com. You'll also be able to get access to my complimentary 5-video tutorial series on building the proper foundation for your online business, as well as several other free trainings, including my Instant Income Multiplier tutorial. And if you're ready to multiply your results fast, check out the premium membership of our Online Profit Playbook, where our guests open up their closely guarded playbooks and walk you step by step through the exact marketing funnels and sales process they use to build their audience, grow their influence, and make sales. Get the coveted Online Profit Playbook today. Just head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers. In her previous life, Tanya Aliza worked as a finance specialist in North Vancouver, Canada. Like many, she felt unfulfilled working from an office 12 hours a day for the rest of her life. After reading Tim Ferriss's popular book, The 4-Hour Workweek, she began to explore entrepreneurship. She got started with a network marketing company in 2009 and slowly began building a second income. When she received an opportunity to live in Costa Rica, Tanya realized she needed a way to continue to grow her business from her laptop, so she began researching online marketing. Today, Tanya enjoys the time and location freedom an internet business provides. She is recognized as an industry leader, a top recruiter in her company, a top affiliate marketer, and trainer to thousands around the world. Tanya enjoys traveling around the world with her husband and business partner Caesar and is passionate about helping others to escape the rat race and create a life of financial security and time freedom with their own business online. This week's online Playmaker, Tanya Aliza. Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of the Online Playmaker Sessions. This is episode 30, and I am very excited and very honored to have with us here today the one and only Tanya Aliza, my fellow Canadian. How are you doing, Tanya?
Yay, I am so well, so excited, and so honored that you've asked me to be here. So I'm pumped, super pumped.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to this. It's a chance for us to kind of reconnect. We haven't hung out in a while. I know I'm going to see you at No Excuses. And I know you guys just wrapped up an intensive mastermind with some of your high-level clients just this past weekend. So I'm really excited for you to share some of the insights that you got from that. And it's working so intimately and so closely with so many high-level students. So that's going to be exciting.
So exciting. The best time to be interviewed right now. You got me at like the perfect time.
All right. Well, let's dig in there. Let's get into your brain and see what we can dig out here to help everybody, all the listeners and watchers here. So Tanya, take us back a little bit to the beginnings of how you got started in this industry, just so people have a little bit of a backstory and know kind of where you come from and what got you involved in this industry.
Okay, so this is the crazy thing because Norbert, you were one of the first for me. Like seriously, this sounds weird, right? But I saw your face online and literally, and you might not know this completely, but like you were one of my very first online mentors. So anybody that follows your stuff, super blessed, because if we look back in 2010, when I first found you guys and a couple of other leaders online, my world has changed significantly and we live a really cool lifestyle. So I got into network marketing in 2009. And a lot of people come online to build their network marketing company out of weakness. I did it because I was moving to Costa Rica. I had this really cool opportunity to just become a beach bum. And before network marketing, I was a finance specialist. So I was making really good money, but I was stuck to my office. So when I saw network marketing, I was like, okay, good. I can make the same kind of money. It's there, but I can have some time freedom. And that's really what I saw was like the time freedom. So I worked my network marketing business for about a year and then got really tired. Like I was doing home meeting after home meeting after home meeting. A lot of people have been there and it worked. It really did, because we created about a $50,000 a year income doing that. But it really, there was no time freedom. And so I retired my job. I didn't quite replace my income, but I retired my job. And I said, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to have faith. I'm just going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm just going to like force myself to make this work. And so I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like semi-retired working my network marketing business. And my friend called me up and said, hey, do you want to come help me? I'm opening up a restaurant in Costa Rica. I know you're not really doing anything. And maybe you can come help me. I'm like, yeah, network marketing is not doing anything. I'm out like 6 nights a week pounding pavement, right? So I went to Costa Rica and my business wasn't there. So I wanted to learn how to still grow it while I was there. And I knew lots of people were doing this online thing. And I was like, well, there's got to be something to it. So I got online and I found actually you and a couple of other people. And you guys had a system at the time where you were giving tools and education to network marketers. So I thought that was really cool. And I kind of just dove in and I built my business from the beach. So I would like be in my condo, like typing away, learning away, and surfing, then coming back and typing away, learning away. And then, you know, just kind of had a really, I would probably say like 2 or 3 years of not really struggle, but it wasn't like the results are like where I want them to be. Because everyone like overinflates the results and you always compare yourself to other people. But the one thing that happened is I just didn't quit. And there were some things, I know we're going to talk about that in the interview. There were some things that I started to implement in the last, you know, few years now, because it was since 2010 to now, it's about 6 years. In the last few years, we've really dialed in our processes to like some crazy areas in business. Whereas, you know, I was telling you before we even started this interview, some of the things like one of our, you know, products, we're doing 50K a month with that product. Just with simplicity now. Like before, I used to do things, I used to do things so complicated. And I used to, you know, I'd sit and I'd blog every day. That was crazy. I couldn't blog every day. Doing all like the SEO stuff. I followed a lot of Rob Forrest training and he's brilliant, but I just couldn't like blog every day. But now we've got some really cool processes in place. Whereas fast forwarding from then to now, we've, you know, just didn't quit. We just kept investing into ourselves and our education and surrounding ourselves with the right people. And, you know, right now, if I didn't open up my computer, we'd still be okay. Or I didn't work for the day, we would still be okay and money would still be flowing in. So life is a little bit different now, but it was more the freedom lifestyle that I was running towards. And we've created that for ourselves now, so much so that I get so pumped and excited to share the results with others and help them, you know, live this kind of lifestyle, because there's so many corporate, like people that are, you know, jobs are being laid off. They're not getting paid what they're worth. They're taking so much time away from their children and their kids. They're having somebody else raise their kids while they're working. And the world's just crazy. And when we have this kind of opportunity with online marketing, I know with what you guys teach as well, man, if they could just know. So we help them to know, right, Norbert? We like teach them, we show them a way. And I really think that what you guys are doing is really cool. And I have something that I'm going to share later, but I'll wait till later for that.
So yeah, so you share with us, you know, where you're at now is, you know, what you've been able to accomplish and build now for your lifestyle, and, you know, the kind of leveraged income that you're saying that's coming in no matter what, 24/7. I mean, this is the goal that we all have coming into this industry and coming into online marketing. So let's go back, because I'm really interested in the process of development of you as a marketer and your business and how it's kind of grown. And let's see if maybe the listeners and the viewers here, you know, we can kind of follow this process. So going back still to those beginning times, getting started online, you say you didn't necessarily struggle for 3 years. You were getting some results, but you weren't getting the results that you wanted. What were some of the things that you were doing at that point that wasn't giving you the results? You know, what were some of the mistakes maybe that you were making, some of the challenges that you were facing?
Yeah. So if I could say like one thing off the top of my head was not being consistent. So
Okay.
I was all over the place because there's a million different ways that you can market and you can get results. And there's, Facebook marketing, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat now, there's so many different things. And I think for me, when I saw all of the things, I think I needed to be an expert in everything. So then I'm learning everything, and I spent all day learning and not enough time implementing one thing and then just mastering that one thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that really changed when I just found that, you have to try the smorgasbord. Like, you got to try a little bit of everything on that smorgasbord to see really what you like best and what fits your personality and your lifestyle as far as the marketing strategy. And I just kind of came back to, for me, Facebook. I just loved Facebook marketing. And then you also have to think about your target audience. Like, what is it that you're selling and promoting, and who's best for that product, service, or opportunity that you're selling or promoting. And then you got to go where those people are. And I had to learn, like, my target audience isn't on Instagram, really. So, okay, I learned that. So I would find, okay, where is my target audience? And then where do I love most being and marketing and engaging with my target audience? So my biggest pitfall was thinking I needed to know everything and having shiny object syndrome and never implementing and becoming an expert in just like one thing, which you can do, which is so simple, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's a challenge that most people face when they're coming online. So how do you discover that? How do you figure out, this is my thing, this is what I'm going to focus on, since there are so many different strategies? Is there a shortcut to that? Because we want results sooner than later, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I were to say now what the shortcut is, because I definitely didn't have a shortcut. I didn't go the short route, really. But if you really consider like 5 years or 4 years, that's a shortcut for most people, because considering 40-year plan, right? So if it takes you 4 or 5 years to figure it out, to have a life of luxury and abundance, and you don't have to look at price tags, that's not that long, really, right? We just have to put it in a perspective and set the expectation right. But if I were to say now, I mean, find a community or find a mentor that is doing exactly what you're doing. They have results. That's the biggest thing. They got to have results, and then plug in and learn and implement, and take massive, massive action. But the shortcut today, and I wish I knew this back then, is find a community, find a mentor. That's the biggest thing. And I know you guys have that. You're doing that with, your playbook, which is super genius, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's lots of great communities. There's lots of great communities out there in the space. And I think that's something that most leaders that I've interviewed, they say the same thing. It's about finding a mentor. Okay, let's talk a little bit. I'm always curious about the breakthrough for you. And I know that a breakthrough is usually a process of events that happen, and eventually you start to create results. But usually I find that there's a sort of a breakthrough. It's either happens mentally, or it specifically happens with some specific actions that you take. Can you think back to when sort of the breakthrough happened for you? When did your marketing change? When did the results start to really happen? What happened? What did you change? What did you start doing that you weren't doing? Can you give us some insight into that?
This is so simple. I know exactly what it is. So it is the processes for me. Well, there's two things. It was mindset, which is belief. I struggled with the belief mindset that you could really make a legitimate business and future with internet network marketing, or network marketing, then combining it into internet network marketing. I struggled with that. And so I really had to change my mind to go, yes, I can do this. And this is a legitimate, way of earning a living. So that was number one. And that will be mindset before anything, before tactic, always.
Yeah.
But the second thing is I really started to have a breakthrough when I realized to put my face and my brands in front of everything that I was promoting. So whatever it is that you're promoting, your company, product, a system, whatever it is that you're promoting in your marketing, you should have your face in front of it and have like your own branded funnel or freebie giveaway that you have that positions you as the expert that's helping them with a problem and you're providing the solution. And then from there, you're making the recommendation into whatever it is that you're promoting or selling. And so before, what I was doing is I was just, and again, I think this is the journey. Everyone has the journey. But I was just slamming people like into, affiliate products or my network marketing company. And I was like, hey, check this out. And I wasn't putting my brand and my face in front of that as the recommendation and as the expert recommendation. And once I learned how to do that, the results definitely massive. Like that's what I now teach people to do because it's so impactful.
Okay, well, that's a perfect transition. I couldn't have asked for a better transition because I wanted to start talking about branding because I know that branding is one of your main focuses. You've got a great product all centered around branding. So it's great that perfectly that was your answer to the question. So
Did you know I was going to say that? Did you know?
No, I didn't actually know what you were going to say.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That was perfect. So let's talk about branding then. Because I think there's a lot of marketers, especially new marketers that come online that are slightly confused about what branding really is. They think that branding is, the logo, the colors on their website, their business card, that's their branding.
Yeah.
So what is branding as it relates to, branding online and what you're teaching and training on?
Yeah, so great. We answered that this weekend with my mastermind students. Branding is not your logo. I've got a logo and people think, oh, you need to have a logo, but I just got a logo this year. So this year I finally was like, maybe I'll get a logo. It's not how pretty.
So that's not where you start when you're thinking about it.
No, because people do not care. You can remember this one thing. People do not care about you at all. They don't. They don't care about you. They don't care about your logo. They care about what you can do for them, right? That's all they care about. They're looking at you and they're like, how can this person serve me? And so we've got to remember that if we're building a brand, our brand has nothing to do with how pretty we look, if our brand color's pink or not, right? It has nothing to do with how great your website looks. It has everything to do with the value that you put out in the marketplace and how you can solve people's problems and how you can solve your target audience's problems. And I always joke, and we joked this weekend because, if you can remember Ray Higdon's website back in the day, we make fun of him so bad for his old website, and that thing brought in like millions of dollars and it looked so ghetto. It was not like your beautiful, he has a much better site now, but we used to make so much fun of his website. But I mean, that website would outperform anybody's that looks super fancy and, whatever, because Ray knows how to deliver amazing value and solve problems for his target audience. And so people are like, well, we've got to get the website perfect. We've got to get the right things on the sidebar. We need to get this. And it's not about any of that. Throw some videos out, do a blog post, throw a Facebook post out that solves people's problems, and people will then identify with you, and you will start to build your tribe, and that is your brand. Does that make sense?
Okay. It's starting to get a little bit clearer, I think maybe, but is there a process that we can sit down and kind of help us to define our brand a little bit more? Can you guide us through, maybe a little bit of that process? Again, new person coming online, you're telling them, get out there, provide value. I'm thinking, what the heck does that mean? So, as a new person getting started, what's that process to help you kind of develop that brand?
Okay. So you've got to have something that you're promoting. Okay. Typically that's why people come online anyways. They have something they're promoting. They want leads. They want to make sales. So take a look at what it is you're promoting. And now my area of expertise is network marketing. So we have two directions that we can go. We have product direction where they can go, like in a health and wellness company, they can be the health and wellness expert, or they have the opportunity direction. So then they can go entrepreneur message direction. So they kind of have two directions. So you've got to really identify, first of all, okay, what is it that you're promoting? And then what brand direction do you want to go in? And then once you understand the brand direction, you figure out your target audience. So what is it that they really want? What are some of their problems? What are they thinking about when they go to bed at night? What are they walking around inside of their head going, man, I wish I had XYZ. Man, I wish I knew XYZ. So really understanding your target audience. And to do that, you can survey your audience. And you can go to Quora.com, great website. It's almost like Yahoo Answers, but way better. And there's so many people that are asking questions there. And all you need to do is pick the category of your brand direction, click the category, and then there's all the people in your target audience that are asking questions. And that's exactly the value and solution that you can provide, because you got all of your data right there. You're like, oh, this is my target audience. This is exactly what they want. I'm going to give that to them.
Great.
You do a little bit of market research. You can go into Facebook groups and pages of where your target audience is hanging out, see what people are saying, see what people are commenting, figure out what they really want and get inside of their head. You know, Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy, one of my favorite books for learning how to do that. And then once you understand who your target audience is and what problems they have, then all you do is you come in and you're the solution provider and you say, here's how I can solve your problems. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. I mean, in the beginning, I think so many people think, well, I don't have any value to offer. I mean, that's the worst thing that we tell ourselves. They're like, well, I'm not an expert yet in this, or I don't have any value. Who would listen to me? Well, all you need to do is go do a little research and go find out what questions people are asking, and then read a book, you know, because we're always digesting content and learning, and then regurgitate that information and help other people with the information that you've absorbed inside of your target audience. So brand direction, know what you're promoting, the brand direction, target audience, solve your target audience's problems.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about target market, because I find that there's a lot of confusion with a lot of marketers around target market. And I don't know if you see this as well, working with your clients. You know, people kind of have a difficult time. Well, who is my target market? I don't quite get it. You know, am I supposed, you know, can you give us a little bit of clarity as far as, you know, who is our target market? Is it a choice that we make? Is it a decision that we just decide this is who we're going to target? Or are there some other factors that we should be thinking about when we choose our target market?
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny. I'll share a little story. So in the beginning, when I was learning how to do this too, right? I was, you know, we had some, you know, we train in network marketing now. So in the beginning, I was like, okay, well, let's target people who are struggling, right, in network marketing. And then I realized, well, after so much marketing and attracting all these strugglers, I was like, okay, no, we should not be targeting and saying the word struggling, because then we're just going to attract all of the people who are struggling. And so I go, well, how do we do this better, right? So I sat down and there was an exercise that I did in my journal, and I said, okay, well, if I had the perfect clientele, or if I had the perfect team in my network marketing team, what would they look like? And I just envisioned it. I was like, okay, my perfect clientele, what do they, you know, what do they do? What is their mindset like? You know, what kind of activities and hobbies do they like? Like, would I love to go and get all my clientele or my team in a, you know, destination location and drink a margarita on the beach with them? And will we all have fun? Would I enjoy that experience? So your target audience can be as niche as that, because sometimes people go, well, I just want to target everybody. I want to sell my product and service to everybody because I want to make money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably like, if you speak to everybody, you speak to no one. But you've also got to know what you want. Like, I'm so big on lifestyle, Norbert. It's crazy these days, because if something doesn't fit my lifestyle, I will not do it. And so many people work backwards, where they're like, if it doesn't fit, I'll fit it into my lifestyle. And then pretty soon they don't have a lifestyle. So we got to start going lifestyle first and fitting things. And that goes with your target audience too. Would you enjoy every day? What would your perfect clientele base and perfect team look like? And, you know, take a little, like, create an avatar. My avatar's name is Julie, right? And name your avatar Julie and write, you know, create content and create value to Julie every day when you're, you know, doing blog posts or you're doing videos or you're even just simply posting on your Facebook page, right? Or profile. You're speaking to that person, but be careful who you want to attract. And that I had to learn. I'm like, I don't want to attract, I don't want a bunch of strugglers in my clientele base. I want, like, you know, kick-ass people in my world that are awesome, that I would want to go hang out on a cruise boat or a beach with and sip margaritas, and we would all have a great time.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So you isolate your perfect client, essentially, is what you're saying, and you develop it that way. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Let's now over the weekend here in the mastermind, you told me that one of the things that you guys did together in your group with your clients was you actually put together a branding funnel for them, with them. Yeah. So, you know, they're actually putting their face out there, you know, bringing their value to the marketplace and designing a branded funnel for them over the course of a weekend, which is an amazing thing to accomplish in literally 3 days.
I know, right?
Now, I'm sure that some of those clients that you worked with, they had some challenges with that, because I know the people that, you know, over the last 10 years almost working with people, it's not that easy to put yourself out there and create your own videos and get yourself out there into the marketplace and brand yourself. You know, we talk about this, but this is a difficult thing. There's a lot of fears. There's a lot of self-doubt that comes in. There's a lot of stuff that goes on up here that prevents us from doing that. So let's talk about that process a little bit. And how do you help your clients to get to that place? And for the listeners and viewers here, what can they do to get to that place? Like what you worked with your clients here.
Yeah. So what I taught in 3.5 days was something that took me probably 8 months. So it was tough. It was a challenge. It was a challenge for me. I love challenges. It was a challenge for them. But we've done it before, and everyone this year was successful. So, you know, the biggest challenge, so they have homework before they even come to the mastermind. Mm-hmm. So the homework that I give them is they've got to understand their brand direction. Almost everybody in the mastermind was in network marketing. So they wanted, and then they had some funded proposal affiliate stuff that they were selling on the front end. Okay. So we had homework, and the homework was they had to understand their brand direction. Were they more passionate about talking about, so here's another thing that you understand your brand direction by. It's not necessarily what you think is going to get you the most money, because if you operate out of that, you will probably never really enjoy what you're doing. So the brand direction, I'll give you an example. One lady came and she was like, I want to go entrepreneur because everybody's talking about, you know, entrepreneur type stuff, business type stuff. And then she was selling a health and wellness product. And she was actually a fitness expert or fitness trainer for 18 years. And whenever she talked about fitness or nutrition, you can see a glow in this lady's eyes.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so she picked entrepreneur direction, but when she talks about industry direction, like health and wellness, her eyes light up. I don't think she's going in the right direction. So I started asking her a few more questions. And then finally we identified it's a better direction for her because she's more passionate about going health and wellness type direction. And so the reason for that too was you're going to be creating content daily and weekly to your audience in that fashion. You don't want to hate what you're doing. So do what you're most passionate about doing or talking about, or what direction you want to go in, and you will make money. The money will come because you're so passionate about it, because you will collect that tribe because of your passion, right? And so we identified brand direction before we got to the mastermind, and we identified our target audience before we got to the mastermind. And I had them create a freebie giveaway that was branded to them. And it was like a PDF. And it's funny because sometimes the simplest things work better. And I've tested so many branded giveaways before, like video series I used to give away, 5-day video series. And then I used to give away another video series, whatever. And then I started testing little like cheat sheets, like 1-2 page, sometimes 11 page, but like really big text, easy to go through. And these cheat sheets and guides in like PDF format they convert for us currently in our business like crazy. I've got one, it's like the home business survival guide, and it's just like so easy to put together, so easy for the prospect to digest, and it brands me. And now you've got the lead, you gave away the freebie, right? So these guys mainly did either like an audio download, like an MP3 audio that people could listen to on the go as a branded giveaway, or they created the PDF. And so when they came to the mastermind, they had that to work with. They had that foundation.
Okay.
So then when they got here, yeah, go ahead.
So they've got their brand direction and they've got their giveaway, their lead
and
magnet,
their target audience. Yeah.
And their target audience they've decided on as well. Yeah.
So we did a webinar 2 weeks before they got to the mastermind, and I educated them on how to put that together. And then their homework before they got here was to have that together. So when they got here, they had it all together. And then what ended up happening is while we were here, we just created the funnel. And the biggest thing on the funnel, I think that most people get stuck with, to answer your question too, is the language to put, the headlines that convert, right? And I had Justice Egan here with me as well, and he's really good at that. I'm pretty good at copy, but Justice like sexifies it, like he makes it all sexy, and he's really good with headlines, and he contributed really amazing to the mastermind. But we just help them with the stuff that would get their stuff to convert, the headlines, and creating the capture page, creating the offer delivery page, and then creating the it's very simple. Then creating the thank you page, and then setting up their email series to go out to deliver, and then to also convert into their primary offer that it was their network marketing company, or some of them had products or affiliate products, whatever it was. So we just kind of dialed that in and put it in place. And then when we did that in about a day and a half. And then when we did that, we worked on a advertising and content marketing strategy that we implemented while we were here, so they knew how to do it. And then we left them with a 90-day game plan, so they knew what to do when they got home.
Okay. All right. You mentioned content marketing. And, when I've interviewed the series of interviews that I've done over the last few months, and I asked people, what were some of their big breakthroughs, that changed their business. Every single one of the marketers I interview, and the marketers I've interviewed have different business models. Some are into social media, some are into paid traffic, some do all free traffic, some run millions, like thousands of dollars of paid traffic every single month, and others just do completely free. But what's interesting is every single one of them create valuable content. And obviously that's a big part of branding. I'm sure that's a big part of what you teach. But I also see that as one of the biggest challenges that most marketers face. Is there any coaching or advice that you give to your clients to help them get over the hurdles to actually get out there and start creating content?
A lot of my masterminders that came, I don't think they had a huge hang up about creating the content. I think it was just how to put it in place. A lot of them did. And I had a lot of people that were actually here. I mean, I would say, when I say a lot, I say 5 out of the 22 that were here that were creating content daily and not getting the traction. And it was taking them hours to create the content. So and that's a lot of work. I've been there. I've done that. I've personally tested creating content 3 times a week. I've never created blog posts every day. I've never done that. I don't have time for that. I don't know who does. Ray's a genius at it. We look at him and we're like, you are a machine, dude.
Nobody knows how Ray does it.
He's a robot. He's literally a robot. That's the answer. But there's 2 ways to hit your end goal. You can brute force it and you'll get there, or you can finesse it. And everything that we taught at the mastermind, we called it finessing your funnel. and finessing your brand. So what we did, and that's how I work. I'm really systematic. I'm really methodical in everything that I do. And I always find ways to get one thing that you do to go so far. So like I said, we've created one product, and so many people will say, go out there and have a product library, you know, and I know people out there that have product libraries, and it takes a lot of energy to create a product, and they have product libraries to make the same amount of money that we're making with one product.
Yeah.
And it's because we've just mastered this, because you have, you know, if you have a home run, run with it. And so I love working smarter, not harder. So there's two ways to get to the end result. So for me, I've tested blogging 3 times a week, and I actually kind of struggled blogging and creating content 3 times a week. That was tough for me, even with no job. So imagine the people with jobs, right? Mm-hmm. So what we've done, I love Amy Porterfield. I absolutely love that girl. I follow her podcast. I follow everything she teaches. If you don't know her, look her up. But I funnel hacked her, basically. And so every week she creates a really high value podcast, really high value. And then she has a very post specific giveaway that goes with that podcast as her lead generation, her lead magnet, right? And so if you see almost all my blog posts now for the last 5 weeks, we've been doing this. We have a very blog specific giveaway. And it takes me literally 30 minutes to do up a little PDF or cheat sheet to go with that blog post video. And like, I'll give away scripts, or I'll give away my morning routine and my green smoothie recipes, you know, just fun little things. But they're all little like fishing line lead magnets that are out there. So many of them that we have. That's why we generate so many leads now. But we just finesse the content. So we only do one blog post a week. I've conditioned my audience now to expect that every Monday, which keeps me consistent to that, right? I know you guys do these every Monday, so it keeps you consistent to it, right?
It's a weekly thing, yeah.
Exactly. And we just do really high value now. It's not like just thrown together, like just because we have to get a blog post out there. It's really high value. We put some work into it. When I say work, I put 2 hours a week into it. Not a lot of work. I break it up. So I do like 1 hour one day and then 1 hour the next day. I have an assistant that works with me on a few things. So I say, go to upwork.com or go to hireyourmom.com, find somebody to help you do the things that you're not really that good at, or maybe you're technically challenged, because you can hire things out for $4 or $5 an hour, right? And help get them to put some processes in place that help you get that content out every week. And then just condition your audience to expect that. And then every Tuesday, I'll do a Periscope, and I'll be there live with my audience. So they can ask me questions. I'll promote that blog post on the Periscope. So we'll get tons of people over there. And when you create your content, create it in a way that it is highly shareable. Because if you can reach one person, but that one person goes, oh my God, this content is so good, I need to share it with my team, or I need to share it with everyone I know, you're like killing 50 birds with one stone. And that's what you want to do with your content. So there's a few things that we make sure is in place with our content now every week. And, you know, Norbert, we're doing like over 2,500 leads a month. I'm spending on my marketing, on my advertising, because we run Facebook ads to those blog posts. Mm-hmm. I'm spending about $400 a week. Now that's a lot. You don't have to spend that much. If you are just starting out, you could have a marketing budget of $5 to $10 a day and get some amazing results. I've just scaled up because we now know our numbers. Right. But we make about $50,000 a month just on that one product that we promote in that funnel. So, you know, we're making $4 on every $1 we spend on advertising. So how many times would you put like that $1 in that slot machine to get like 4 out? I was joking. I'm like, how many loonies would you put in to get 2 toonies every time, right? Because we're Canadian. So I do one piece of content, so we keep it easy. So many people came to my mastermind and they were like, oh my God, I'm blogging every day. I'm creating content every day. I was like, put one high value post out every week. Spend a couple hours a week doing it, get some help if you need to, and run a couple Facebook ads to the right audience to it, and have a little cheat sheet or freebie that goes along with every blog post if you can do it. Or if you have your main offer, just attach your main offer to each blog post. That's fine too.
Right.
And that's been working like gangbusters, and it's so simple.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That's a really great great explanation of your process. And I know that in the premium session here next, you're actually going to open up your business. We're going to dig into your business.
Yeah,
you're going to walk us through this process.
Yeah, I'm going to show it. Just like, I'm such a methodical trainer. So I'm like, step 1, do this. Step 2, step 3, because that's how I learn.
Yeah, that's what I love about your training. This is awesome. I think we're way over 30 minutes already. So I got to cut this off. We could sit on here for another hour because I just love picking your brain and getting your insights. Let's wrap it up, Tanya. 3 tips to all the listeners. Let's just finish it off here with your 3 words of wisdom, 3 tips, 3 little keys, advice that you can leave us with to help us create success and results in our business here in the next 30 to 90 days.
Okay. Tip number 1, find a community, find a mentor doing what you're doing because you don't want to struggle trying to figure it out by yourself. Tip number 2, every day absorb training in your craft to get better so you can give more. And then step 3 and 4, I'm going to give 4. I'm over delivering. Is that okay?
Right.
Okay. So 3, be super consistent. You have to be consistent with your audience, even if it's just once a week, because that's fine. And tip number 4, do not quit, because the only way that you can fail is if you quit. Is that okay? That good?
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm so excited for your audience to have this. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, me too. Me too. This was an awesome interview. I love spending time with you and I love learning from you. It's been amazing to see you grow and develop as a marketer and as a leader, and now to see where you are at and you and Caesar, the things that you've been able to accomplish. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys in San Diego at No Excuses. That's going to be a blast. It's going to be a great event. I'm really excited for that. And man, I just wish you the best of luck just moving forward in the next year. I'm excited for all the things you're going to be creating and the lives that you're impacting with your training and your inspiration. It's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this, Tanya. I appreciate it.
My honor. You are the best, Norbert. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, everyone. I know you enjoyed this session because that was amazing. What you need to do is you need to actually take some of the things that you learned and apply it into your business to get results. And absolutely, if you're not a premium member, join us in the premium membership. And Tanya's going to walk us through exactly what she does, her entire process. She's going to open up her business for us and show you exactly what she does to get results. So there's no excuses for you to not get results as well. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll see you next week on another episode of the Online Playmakers Sessions. All right, everyone, take care. I hope you enjoyed this week's Playmaker session. If you love the session, subscribe now to our YouTube channel so you never miss our weekly episodes. Be sure to also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just type in Online Playmakers in the search bar and click subscribe, and be sure to leave a 5-star review. All of the episodes, show notes, transcripts, resources, and bonuses are available on the blog over at onlineprofitplaybook.com, along with several bonus free tutorials I've created for you as well. Your fast track to results is to follow the Playmakers. You can download their closely guarded playbooks and follow them step by step to grow your influence, build your audience, and create results in your business right now. Head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers to get full access today. Thank you again for joining us today, and be sure to tune in next week as we bring you another power-packed session with the top Playmakers online. This is Norbert Orlowitz signing off.